Thanks, sweetie. Should I tell an Indian story? What's another Ojibwe phrase? Oh, I could tell the Wajashk Dashkichi Mokshaan. Mok. Well, I'm not saying that right. Muskaan. Muskaan. When you see that little apostrophe, that's kind of like the dash in the oh. It's called a glottal stop. A glottal stop. Yeah. Gitchi Muskaan. Muskrat and the Great Flood. So Wajashk. Wajashk is the unknown hero. This is the story of Wajashk. Wajashk is, and I think I have a picture. Yeah. Wajashk. Wajashk is an underrated hero of the Anishinaabe. It was because of Wajashka's great sacrifice that we started Turtle Island. So, back in the days of the grandfathers, there was a great flood. A Gitchi Moskaan, a great flood. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and it filled up the world with water. And it drowned out everything. And there are different stories about why the Great Spirit flooded out everything. Apparently humans were just awful. They were behaving like they were on a Jersey Shore or something. You know, just partying up, killing each other. You know, going on pride parades and that. And so, for some reason, he decided to flood it out and start over. But a lot of the animals, they didn't die. You know, the fish, they were okay. And, the ducks and the loon and the muskrat and the mink and the turtle. There were a lot of animals that were just fine, So a big flood comes by. And all the animals, they kind of float together and they're hanging out in one spot. And there's Mishike, the turtle. Old turtle, he's floating around, and pretty soon Jungweshi, the mink, he comes by, and he's like, "Oh wow, look at this flood!" And pretty soon Mung, the loon, he floats by, and of course little muskrat, Wajashk, he swims up. He's like, "Oh wow, I didn't think it'd ever stop raining." They're like, "Yeah, man, I can't see any land all the way to the horizon. Any direction they looked, it was all water." Hikes. What are we gonna do? And Mishike, the turtle, he was the oldest one. He goes, "You know what? I had a vision that this would happen, and I got a feeling if one of you can go down to the bottom and pick up a little bit of dirt. You bring that up here and you put it on my back. We can sing an honor song or something. We'll sing a prayer to the four winds and to Gitche Manadu to create a new country. And they go, "Oh wow, that's a really good idea. That turtle, he's wise. He's really old, so we should listen to him." And they go, "Okay, well, who's gonna go down there?" And Jungweshi, the mink, he goes, "You guys step aside. I'm gonna go down there." And he took a big gulp of air, and he dove in. Bloop. And he swam, and he swam, and he swam. Oh, he was down there forever. And eventually he comes back up. Oh, it's really deep down there. Hikes, I guess when it rains for 40 days and 40 nights, it's gonna accumulate. But hikes, I swam and I swam. I couldn't even reach the bottom. Well, just then Jungweshi, the mink, he goes, "Hikes, would you step aside? Let me do it. I am the loon," or it was Mung. It was a loon. The loon goes, let me do this. I should have did this in the first place. I'm the great swimmer. Mung. So he takes a big gulp of air. And he dives in. Bloop. And he swims and swims and swims. He swims just hard. He's going straight down as fast as he can. And he swims and he swims and he swims and he swims and swims. It's all black and dark. He's gone for a long time. Finally, he comes back up. Oh, wow. It's really deep down there. I swam and I couldn't even reach the bottom. Thanks, it's all dark and everything. Forget it, man. It's too deep. Well, just then, they hear a little voice from behind them. They go, oh, how about I give it a try? And they turn around, and who's there? Little Wajashk, little muskrat. And they're like, yeah, right. No offense, Wajashk, but if the mighty loon couldn't reach the bottom, what hope do you have? I don't think so. And he goes, well, I want to give it a try. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And so he said a little prayer, and he took a big gulp of air, and he dove in, bloop, and he swam and he swam and he swam. Well, meanwhile, up on the surface, the guys are like, yeah, good luck. And they're looking around, no land in sight. And pretty soon they're like, hikes. He's really been down there a long time. Dummy. And as the moments passed, they all started to get a little more nervous. Yeah, I mean, it's really deep. I don't know what he was hoping to. And pretty soon, like, you know what? Somebody should go down there and get him. And just then they looked down, and there was a little figure, a little black figure, floating slowly to the top. And they're like, oh no. And they grabbed him and they pulled him up. And it was Wajashk. And he had died. And they started to cry. And they're like, no, Wajashk, our brother. Why did you do such a crazy thing? We told you it was deep. And now you died. You're just a little muskrat. You couldn't do anything. Oh, and they started to cry. Oh, crap, I don't know my drum. And they started to sing a mourning song. They were so sad. But then what happened? They looked down. And little Wajashka's paw slowly opens up. And what's there? A little bit of earth. And they're like, oh, wow, he did it. He made it to the bottom. And then he sacrificed his life to bring the earth to us. And so they started to sing an honor song. Oh, what? And Gitche Manado, the Great Spirit, he hears their honor song stretching across the face of the water, and he calls down and he goes, put that sand on the turtle's back. So they put the sand on the turtle's back. And he goes, I want you to sing that honor song again while I call upon the winds of the four directions. So they started to sing their honor song again. And the wind started to blow. And they blew and they blew and they blew. And a big old tornado, it engulfed Mishike, the turtle. And he started to grow. And as he grew, the cracks in his shell, they started to gather the water, and they became streams and lakes and rivers. And as he grew, the trees, they started to grow right on his back, and land separated in that. And he grew and he grew and he grew until he was a giant, just so huge. He became the size of North America itself. And this is why we call North America Turtle Island, because it is a Mishike Menese. It is the Turtle Island. But with this story, we honor the sacrifice of Wajashk. who made it possible for that turtle to grow into a turtle island. And this is the story of Mishike Minase. Actually, it's a story of Wajashk Dashkichi Muskrat, Muskrat, and a great flood. Ah, sweetie, that was a great story. Oh, thanks. Getting just dramatic there. Yeah.